Good morning and welcome to the channel today. It is Edina the Echidna coming live on the channel from AdFab, you know Edina. Love that show. So I've come on today just because I wanted to just say hello, simply hello, because I think about you all the time, and you know, every moment that goes by, I know you're all out there, you know, fighting the great fight of this Pppd condition that we all have. And it's such, as I always say, the loneliest, longest ride that we all walk. And it's incredibly difficult to do. And I just felt like today I wanted to just say hello simply. And I was wanting to also just ask if anyone wants to put a comment on this post today as we go through, if you know, there's anything that they've done in the last week since we chatted, that they've done that's moved their body in a certain way. You know, have they listened to some music, and have they simply, you know, danced with the music? Have they allowed their body to, you know, free up a little bit of energy and just release some of that pent-up energy that I was talking about? Have they, sorry, I always touch my nose. It must be a bit of a nervous thing because, as I said, I'm not a public speaker. I'm just simply me. And, you know, have you moved your body? Have you listened to a podcast? Have you done a meditation? And it's not about me pointing the finger saying, have you done this or have you done that? It's about sharing in this space. Is there anything that, you know, has anyone tried something that's worked for them that we can share? Or is there something that has lifted your spirits in some way? Because as I said, you know, everything universally is energy. And, you know, where thoughts go, energy flows, as I always say. And the other one that I was really thinking about, and I'm going to try and recall it in this moment off the cuff, is that what we resist persists. So mentally, if we are resisting against this Pppd, as in, oh my God, I'm so dizzy, I cannot see, and we are psychologically and physically resisting and fighting, it will persist and persist. So it's almost like, it's like a conscious, like all of a sudden you've realized that it's there and then you've hooked into it. And it's like throwing that fishing line out, and you've hooked and you're reeling it back in, and you're going to wheel it back in like you're bringing in a big fish, and you're going to hold on to it. And it's really about, okay, how many fish am I going to keep catching, you know, with this? And it's really about, okay, I don't need to continue each day in every moment to keep fishing, to throw that hook out, to catch that symptom and drag it back in to my consciousness of saying, I feel dizzy. I feel like I'm got blurred vision and I can't see. Even though you may be experiencing that, it's about trying to flip a switch and go, I'm going to shift my focus to what can I hear, or what can I smell, or what else can I think about that may just allow you to move forward in that moment. Or, oh my God, I'm so off balance that I'm going to fall over. And then the next thing that you do is you look at the ground. And then whilst you're looking at the ground, so what you're doing, or what I do, is you automatically look at the ground. So therefore your postural alignment has fallen forward, looking down at the ground. So therefore you're closer to falling forward. So it's really about that postural alignment in terms of Pppd, of keeping that chin up, okay? Because we need to trust that innately in our system that our visual field is working to a point that spatially, even though we are going to, and I do it, bump into things, or things that, you know, go a little bit amiss, but we're going to try, or that I do practice, to try and keep my head up and my shoulders back and the chin up. You're going to look forward between the horse's ears. So let's pretend that we're all out riding Wally, and if we're riding Wally, we're going to be looking between Wally's ears. So we're facing forward, we're looking forward, and we're not going to look down, because as soon as we look down, we're all going to fall down. So it's really a matter of, you know, as I said, you know, what we are resisting will persist. So it just was a matter of thinking, you know, checking in, saying g'day, and seeing, you know, if anyone wants to jump on and send me a little message and say, yes, that was great, Brooke. I have loved downloading XYZ app, or I've done a meditation recently, or I've, you know, done some dancing in the lounge room, or, you know, I've been listening to, you know, some really lovely chime, you know, music, or some really lovely sound vibrations, you know, chimes or what have you, that is recalibrating my central nervous system. Because a lot of this Pppd and a lot of our fight, flight, freeze issues are locked up in an oversensitized, or, you know, central nervous system that's just in absolute overdrive. So it's about calming that whole process down. So, you know, I've had, you know, like a really long week. My husband's been away, you know, since last Saturday, so I've probably been a little bit slow and a bit delayed on, you know, jumping on the channel this week to say g'day and check in with everyone. I've had a lot on my plate. As you're aware, I've, you know, been climbing in and out of the tip, and I've been dragging and moving gates to keep my horse in. You know, there's been a lot going on that I've had to deal with this week, and, you know, my body's a little bit black and blue and bruised. You know, I don't come out of this as a 52, nearly 53-year-old woman that's you know, like a spring chicken. Like I certainly you know, put myself through a fair bit of physical work, but I do it because when I'm doing it, I'm pushing my boundaries so far beyond the point of I don't really think that I'm connecting with my symptoms as much when I'm thinking about, say, my animals and how I'm trying to, you know, work to keep them safe, or how I'm trying to do something for somebody else, you know. It's a little bit outside of me. It's like, what am I doing to provide, you know, a service to someone else or for someone else that's not got to do with, you know, me directly, in terms of, oh my God, I'm concentrating so hard on myself. What are my symptoms and what am I fishing for here to hook into? So anyway, that's sort of just where I was going today and what I was thinking about. But, you know, basically just wanted to say hello, and that I was really all just thinking about you. And, you know, Pppd continues and continues. And the other day I felt so great, and I was out and I was working, and I was like, oh my Lord, I feel so amazing. I think I'm better. I think I'm healed. Oh my Lord, overnight I've just been so blessed and healed. And I'm walking along, and then all of a sudden, you know, just like that, the symptoms were there. And then I was like, oh no, you know, stop kidding yourself. You know, you're just absolutely kidding yourself. My dogs think that there's someone here because I'm talking to you. But, you know, it's funny because it just is, it tricks you. You know, you think you're better, and then it shows up just to remind you that you're not. And then, you know, but then that glimpse and that moment of just thinking that there's been a shift, or that something's just slightly moved for you, is something to hold on to. Because, you know, the truth is that it can get better, and it does get better, and it will get better. But the work is that you've got to put the work in, and, you know, keep moving forward every day, so that you're, you know, not necessarily focusing so much on yourself and using that fishing line to hook into all of your symptoms and dragging them back to yourself, to your consciousness, but just to, you know, do something for yourself that is, you know, that nurtures your spirit. Like, you know, really just set those symptoms aside and do something for you that, you know, makes your spirit dance, that makes you feel happy, that makes you feel like you're doing something for you, that, you know, makes you feel loved and nurtured. So, you know, and then the last thing that I'm so very excited about, and I wanted to share to anybody today that actually does follow me, and that I know who's here, and I know that you are my Pppd followers, and I know that you all are struggling just like me, and have done for years and years. And I can announce today that I have got our Pppd lapel pins into production. So I'm working very hard. I've just paid for them, and they will be sold through my YouTube channel shop. So I have to work out how to do that. But, you know, for anyone that is here, that is, you know, looking forward to buying one of those lapel pins. And the lapel pin isn't really about keeping us stuck in a Pppd world, but it's really about just saying, hey, you know, you're wearing this pin out in the community, and someone reads it, and that they just give you a little bit extra space. And that's really all this is about. So I'm so excited that the lapel pins are on their way. They're in production, and they'll be about 4 weeks out. So I'm so over the moon, and let's hope the investment that I've made will pay off, because it's really about supporting all of you, and that's why I'm here. So love to you all. Thank you for being here, and have a fantastic day. Bye for now.